we teach them to do that, if we can have them as they're out, if they see them do it. I don't know how many days we'll have to go like sweep. Because ideally, that's what you do. Ideally, you cover ribs and you'd say, let's sweep it and put all the pins in for all the chestnuts we find. But it's not going to be that. I don't think they're going to have time to do that the whole valley. But yeah, just ask me. Yeah. 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 Great. Sure. Yeah, we can do that during my staff show up the 22nd of May, and then we've got a couple weeks of orientation, so we could probably slip that in somewhere if you're around in those couple weeks. Yeah. Okay. Great. Hi, I'm Jason.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
yeah, which doesn't add any votes, interestingly, because she's already got a vote, so. So,
Well, I'm on it.
and you already
I
had all,
know.
did you reach Martha?
The church, everything. I'll be late.
Yeah, so Martha is no also. Martha's.
How are you doing?
Oh, okay, now isn't that? I think that's Martha sitting down.
And you know, you're just running.
She's not calling things up.
Maybe not this year, and I think so far she's.
She said she didn't think anybody else, but Martha was on the phone.
Today.
Good morning. Good morning, Josh. Good. Oh, not Martha. That's not Martha. Gary chick. That's not Martha.
So just really reports.
That's not Martha.
Yeah.
It's Martha. Well, I thought it was. She works for. Well, you're right.
I don't know that. I mean, that's, I don't know. I don't know. Well, Richard DeBose appoints them. So it's possible, or, you know, or at least our senior leadership team does. So, but that doesn't mean, yeah, I'm not aware of it. Doesn't mean it has to happen. I do. I'm the ranger. Yes.
Just.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Well, like, what, so let's move it, what's available. Residents as far as.
As of right, well, programs, okay, so, mostly in the summer. We have summer staff comes in May around Memorial Day, and we'll run a public hike program. We offer hikes 2 or 3 times a week, pretty much every week of the summer up until that first week, through the first week of August. And then the nature center will be open. So I did not Yeah, what's the,
So there's two appointments from the
I,
Is where the MRA.
yeah, I think as far as I know, on the MRA, the Wilderness Committee, I don't think has chosen, we haven't convened yet this year. I don't think we've officially chosen any.
It is now. Good morning, everybody. Let's have a calling to order and we'll have a moment of silence. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes as emailed? Absolutely. She's good. All right, hearing none, minutes stand approved. Jane, do we have a quorum?
Madam Chair, I believe we do not, despite all of the efforts to the contrary.
Okay. All right, now you all, that does not negate our meeting. That simply means we can't do any business at the meeting. We can't have a vote. We can't do any business, but we're here and we're meeting. Okay. Would somebody want to go get Angie so she can swear in Jean and in the meantime, I want to introduce Jason Burrell. Jason, would you stand up and wave? He's our new town manager.
Looking very forward to working with this group.
Jason comes to us from Canton. So we're so glad to have you. It's our gain and their loss. All right, Angie, are you ready to swear in some folks? Okay. Angie is going to swear in Jean Norris and Kathy Putnam as representatives from the town of Montreat. Welcome and congratulations.
Swear or you will well execute the duties of the Landcare Committee of the town of Montreat according to the best of your knowledge and ability. Thank you. Oh, okay.
No.
We have 6 possible voters here. And I think
Also, we have a new Hemlock Restoration Team leader that I wanted to introduce you to you. Abby Leon is right there. Stand up, Abby. Abby is on the faculty of the college and she is the Natural Sciences Lab Coordinator. Thank you, Abby. So glad to have you. Bill Seaman, who is not here today, is the new team leader for Community Wildlife Habitat. And he will be reporting on the activities of the National Wildlife Federation. Okay. Martha Todd Sloan is here, and she is the new representative from MRA. Martha, you want to come up here? Oh, yeah, come up here.
quite.
See, we are evolving and changing. Nominating committee. After the resignation of David Neal as vice chair, I put together a nominating committee consisting of Dottie Schumann, Chair, Jean Norris, Maggie Ray, and myself to fill this vacancy. And Dottie has graciously accepted the position of Vice Chair. So congratulations.
I just want to let you know that I did not nominate myself. We went through a whole list of people and then by default, I took it on. Thank you so much.
Are there any comments from the public? Do we have any public? We don't have any public. Oh. Where's Meredith? She would have. Okay. Entity reports, Tanamon Tree. Jean, do you have anything? Kathy?
Just one item on the last agenda was changed to the Bearwise ordinance. Mostly it seemed to be clarification of items in the ordinance. There was one change that changed the maximum size of cans from 40 gallons to 65 gallons. But other than that, was really clarification of property owners' responsibilities, what constituted a bear-proof container, and requirements for trash enclosure, if there was trash enclosure. So that was the main thing. And then, of course, the appointments to the various committees.
Thank you, Kathy. We're so glad to have you. This is great. MRA, Jason, got anything?
We had a lovely group of college students from Carroll University in Wisconsin come down well, about a month ago. So I think that's actually why I missed last meeting. As I was running a crew of volunteers, and they did a number of trail work things, including installing a privy box at Walker's Knob Shelter. So,
Is the bear going to be able to get in that?
well, sure, sure. He would if he wanted to, but so, and then we're still working on getting ready for summer.
Thank you. More time? Got anything?
I would just add that to the is it on? Oh, am I good? Okay. We appreciated the list of grants that I think Dottie shared with us last month. We actually applied for one of those grants and have not yet heard back. So hopefully we'll get word about that soon. And then as part of my responsibilities with the MRA, I oversee the grounds and beautification of different landscape spots we have in town. And I'm looking for more volunteers. I have some spots that had been adopted, but the people who had adopted them can't take care of them this year for various reasons. And so if anybody is interested or knows anyone who would like to adopt a spot, basically that means you keep it weeded and you plant new plants in the spring, which the MRA will provide. But if you know anybody who might be interested, I'd love to have their names.
Okay. College, Dottie, do you have anything?
Just a reminder that one of my students is organizing the town cleanup on the day before the plant sale, starting at 2 o'clock, meeting in the field in Moorfield. And then another one of my students is doing a paint a pot event at the plant sale. And that will be with the children's table that we're running at the plant sale. Josh, do you have anything?
Josh, do you have anything? Okay, moving along. Bev Fountain is not here for the cottagers and did not send a report. Hal is not here. Team reports, accessible trail. Jean.
That catch you. You did.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay. All right. Accessible Trail has a number of things happening, and I am actually not prepared to tell you what they all are. But what I can tell you from the treasurer perspective is that there have been 2 donations received this month, total of $5,100. And there are planned expenditures for this month for both a sign, a metal sign that's, this is coming, that kind of thing. And I think that will probably be up soon. And for the beginning of plants for screening plants to kind of hide the view of the work building behind it. And that's probably about $1,000 worth of plants that will be coming in soon. And I don't think I have anything else to report except that, well, I've purchased stamps and I've rented a mailbox and there hasn't been anything that's come in through the mailbox yet. And I've started to create some forms with our revised logo on it that will help to keep track of stuff that's flowing in and out for our various programs. And that's about that.
Gene, I saw some activity down there the other day. What's that? What's going on there?
There has been some intent to begin plantings of the screening plants. And there's probably purchased and maybe even available at this point, the metal sign that will say, this is coming. Oh, it's the sign and the plants, the screening plants, I think is what's going on.
Good. Okay. Betty Douglas is not here. Bear-wise, I don't really have anything to say except it is great. It is, people are reporting activity. We had one yellow alert up on Tennessee, I think it was, where there was a mother bear and 4 cubs up there playing in the porch. And one of the bears was kind of testy. So it was a yellow report. It wasn't anything to be upset about, but the bears are here and it's all going well. I love the way people are coming together and calling. It's great. I'm having a great time. Community wildlife bill is, oh, I'm so sorry. I skipped over my agenda. Abigail, Hemlock Health Restoration.
Is it? All right. Yeah, thanks for having me. So the college every spring in our intro to environmental science class, we do something with hemlocks and hemlock woolly adelgid, because the hemlocks have been threatened by the HWA, as we call them. So the past, I guess it was since like 2017, or was it 2017? Okay, spring 2018 is when we first partnered with the Hemlock Restoration Initiative, and they're out of Brevard area, I believe. But anyway, we initially started doing beetle monitoring with them. So we were monitoring for the Laricobius beetles. So the Laricobius beetles are the ones that feast on the hemlock woolly adelgid, which are killing our hemlock trees. So the past several years, we have done beetle monitoring. We found beetles every year. We found beetles this year as well. So this year, we kind of started a new thing with the Hemlock Restoration Initiative, HRI, and we started assessing the health of the hemlock trees, because we know the beetles are here, and it's kind of pretty obvious that they're sticking around. So now we're like, okay, are they actually helping the trees to stay healthy? So this year, HRI came out on the 25th of March and helped me in my intro to environmental science labs assess 15 different trees on the college campus property. And it was from 3 different plots. So we had 5 trees in 3 different plots. So we took down various, I guess, measurements and things to assess their health. Next year, we'll come back and see, we'll do the whole thing again, like assess those same 5 trees in each of the 3 plots, and then also hopefully gather more trees that we can get data on. But next year will really be the point at which we see, okay, now we can make decisions on, are the trees doing better? Are they doing worse? Should we chemically treat? Should we, maybe release more beetles, something like that. So, sorry if that's a lot of information. So basically next year, it comes down to next year, we'll have the data to make good educated decisions on, okay, what should we do with our hemlock trees at this point? Hopefully, I guess with the town of Montreat's permission, we can start assessing trees on the town property as well, and maybe hopefully eventually the Black Mountain campus that Montreat College has. So that is the plan. That is what we did. And Jean and Arrington, it was great to have you guys
It was fun.
come out with us. Yeah, it was awesome. So any questions?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Good report. Thank you. Brad, tree board, you got a report? Anything?
Along with the native plant sale on April 22nd, we will be having, as we have attended to the Arbor Day celebration. The mayor will do a proclamation. One of the things that I'm trying to emphasize this year is, again, the chestnut trees. There's some really exciting developments and what is just around the corner to start happening, where we may be having Montreat native chestnut trees that are blight resistance, being able to start planting them here and start reclaiming the forest. So there's at the Arbor Day presentation, I hope to have information for the community about that.
How big will the,
That's been the issue. It's Earth Day, and the foundation has been having trouble finding anybody who can actually speak. They've been doing a thing called Chestnut Chats, which is online. You can look at it anytime. But in lieu of having a speaker, I'm gonna do a presentation myself using the Chestnut Chats that talks about this.
Bill, Brad, how big will these trees be when you put them in the ground? Height? I mean, is it gonna be this big or?
Are you asking,
When you first.
are you asking at the time of planting how big they're gonna be?
Yeah.
Okay, at the time of, they're saplings, right?
Oh, okay, so they're this. Okay. Thank you. I just wondered how big they were gonna be at time of planting. Okay, Bill Seaman is not here, but he has sent a report and stuff. So this is from Bill Seaman. I have volunteered to represent Landcare in the periodic webinars of the National Wildlife Federation Certified Wildlife Habitat Program. In conjunction with that, I have seen the need and opportunities to publicize the program in Montreat. Accordingly, I have spoken with Betty Douglas to confirm space at the Landcare native plant sale tables for display. Ann and I have produced 2 posters for use at the sale, and I shall have appropriate sign-up forms for interested property owners. Also, by the time you read this, we shall have delivered to Arrington the posters. Here are the posters. Aren't they great?
Yes.
Okay. Great. I don't, what am I supposed to do with them?
Hold on to them to the plant sale.
Back of my car. Okay. It says a word about the program, the posters. Please note that we have provided a QR code that can be scanned so the person can be taken directly to the Federation website where they can enroll their property online. I hope that you have members of the committee try this for themselves. Would anybody like to try this for themselves and see if this works? He is still waiting to hear back from the Federation to certify, to establish that Montreat is still certified. Our certification for the Wildlife Federation was dropped, it was not renewed in time. So Bill is working on getting that recertification, which we cannot lose. We're one of the earliest ones in the country of the state to have a community wildlife habitat, and we do not want to lose that designation. Are y'all doing anything?
Well, we need a closer. We need a closer.
Pass it over here.
I just wondered what you were doing there. Okay.
It's a work in progress.
Okay, so that concludes his report. Jason, do you have anything?
So the Wilderness Committee has not convened this calendar year that I know of, anyway. And we're trying to figure a time to do that, but the projects are going ahead. We have drafts I'm working on of some signage that will go at trail intersections to help hopefully reduce the number of confused hikers. This is not necessarily wilderness, but I just wanted to say I did put up the new containers for the Eco Explore brochures. That I guess track trail brochures. Those now have the new containers that have lids and should be waterproof. So hopefully our brochures will stay dry and functional. And we have been in contact with a couple of potential trail consultant groups.
Good.
You know, a lot of that is going to depend, of course, if we get the grant that Martha applied for and things like that. But we're starting to circle around that. So.
The list that Dottie got for you all,
Mhm.
is that one of the grants that Martha's applying for?
Yes, one of those was off that list.
Great. So Landcare has done its job on that for you. Are you happy? Are y'all happy?
Martha's,
Is
Martha-
MRA happy?
yes, no, I definitely think that's definitely a good thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we fulfilled our obligation to you.
Well, I mean, if you have more, if you run across more, you know, because I have a feeling that we won't get, you know, I don't want to jinx anything, but there's not going to be 100% win rate with grants. So if you know one comes across your desk, then let us know.
And I have to give credit to a student. I pawned that off on a student project. Her name is Catherine Wumwell. If you see her, she's awesome.
Well, the only other thing I would add about grants is, we had a previous discussion here, how about the MRA as a religious institution may not be able to apply for some of these grants. And Landcare had said that you all perhaps could on our behalf, for any of those that we were disqualified for, because a lot of religious institutions are not allowed to apply for grants.
And I think that's a great idea. And also the town could apply for you as well, I think. So, because some of them are state entities need to apply. I
Right.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Kitty, do you have anything else to report from the town that these ladies haven't covered? All right, well, we have now recounted, folks, and we have a quorum. And you sit back down. Because you thought you did, sit back down. You can't go anywhere.
Yes, class.
I think we still have it.
We barely have a quorum.
When you have two people listed.
Yep.
That's why
Yes.
you only need one.
Joshua really needs to go, so in the next 2 minutes, can we get the business?
Absolutely. Okay, well, we have a quorum. Okay, all right, we also have a goof that we made. At the last Landcare meeting, we voted on changes and additions to the duties of the treasurer. And there was a motion to adopt, and there was a second, and the motion was passed that we make those changes. But we misunderstood the quorum and we didn't have one. So the vote is negative. It's been null. So we need a revote. So all of you got that memo detailing what the ideas were, but quickly, Jean, can you go over those so that we're totally in the dark? He's down to 1 minute.
All right, after a series of negotiations with the town made a suggestion that I think we can live with, which is we don't open our own bank account. They continue to do our banking according to our bylaws. However, at the end of the fiscal year, the town plans to move whatever money we have remaining into a single account, which will continue in perpetuity, and the detailed accounting for what various pots of money are in that account falls to this committee, probably to this position, Secretary Treasurer. I'm willing to take that on. I was already in the process of taking that on for Flat Creek Crossing when it was deciding how that would happen. We open our own post office box, which is already accomplished. We receive the donations, we acknowledge the donations, and we do our accounting. That's pretty much it. So what we need is a vote from the committee affirming that, yes, we agree to take that on.
Would you make that motion?
I move that we do the whole process as it's outlined in the report.
I second that motion.
All in favor? Is there for any further discussion? We ready for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Great. Motion's
We're legal.
passed. Yes, we're legal. Bye. Enjoyed having you.
Thanks very much.
See you next time. All right, let's see. Is there any unfinished business that we have? Any new business? Okay. Our next meeting is May the 3rd. Wednesday, May the 3rd.
I'm just surprised that we don't have a report from the plant sale, but I guess everything's all good with that and we
I
don't
was
need.
surprised too.
Yeah, so I guess we're just moving forward and it's gonna happen.
I guess so.
And we're seeing posters starting here.
Yeah, I was surprised too, but they didn't have.
I guess we won't worry about it.
Okay, so we stand adjourned and oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Mom.
Yes, we
Come.
did.
Quick comment.
Sorry.
I wanted to thank Arrington for her work on Bear Wise because the TV station has just had this whole series about Bear Month and Bear Wise. And when they put up a list of the few places around here that are Bear Wise, there was Montreat.
Really?
So right on TV. So thank you, Arrington, because we under the previous Bear Wise program, we couldn't have qualified. That required every person and every building to have a bear-proof container. And that wasn't going to work here. But once it changed, Arrington, you just took over the process and it's been great. So thank you. That's
like
good work and good work for Landcare to keep this thing moving and going and getting the ordinances and all that. So thank you. Thank you.
Well,
That's my
thank you
comment.
so much. As I say, I have loved it.
And thanks to Jason for the privy outhouse at Walker's Knob. I've already let my grandchildren know they can go for 3 days up there and there is an outhouse. So
There are
I
going
mean,
to
they've been
be,
going for 3 days, but it's really
there are going
difficult.
to be some signs as well. It's not 100% done, but it's functional.
That's okay. When you take a whole boatload of middle school or high school or college kids up there for days, you really need that sort of facility.
Well, and I couldn't even find the old one. It had decomposed to just, I couldn't.
Well,
even
it
find
was the woods, and the woods
Yeah.
isn't always the favorite of
Yeah.
city kids who come to Montreat. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Martha. We are adjourned.
Yeah.
If you can't get it done in an hour, Donnie, don't do it.